Welcome back. Lesson number 4 on key nutrition guidelines, and looking to build on the understanding from the previous 3 presentations and perhaps the research that you've gone away and that you've done yourself. And a bit of a shorter one, this one. And what I want to try and do is identify the range of professionals who can help with nutrition and what their job roles are and what they can and can't do. Want to explain the key difference between healthy eating advice that underpins a healthy diet. Want to describe the nutritional principles and key features of the National Food Model or Guide. Define portion sizes and looking at how we can do that for our clients. Want to explain how to access reliable sources of nutritional information and distinguish between evidence-based knowledge versus unsubstantiated marketing claims of suppliers. So here goes. And what I want to do first is look at this Eat Well plate. And we've looked at it a little bit earlier on, but before we delve into it again, I want to talk about the role of different individuals in providing healthy eating advice. And as a personal trainer, what it's important for me to say is that as a personal trainer, we are not nutritionists, okay? We are not paediatricians, we are not nutritionists, we are not doctors, all right? We can provide our clients with guidance on what to eat, but if they're encountering any medical problems, if they're of ill health, all right, we are only giving guidance. We are not qualified to give nutritional plans, all right? We can give guidance, and that is the role of a personal trainer. If you want to go and specialise in nutrition, you can, and you can do a course and you can get qualified and you can add another string to your bow. But as a PT, we're only giving guidance, and there's other professionals who are more equipped to help. We have dietitians, all right? Dietitians normally work, you can go to a private dietitian, or you can sometimes go to the NHS and see a dietitian, and they will be able to provide a much better service than a personal trainer, okay? And they will be able to tell people exactly what to eat, when to eat it, etc, etc, etc. You have a paediatrician. A paediatrician performs much the same role, but they work with children. That's what goes on there. Even a GP may be able to provide more qualified advice than a personal trainer. It's just important for me to say that before we kick off with this one. And again, this is the Eat Well plate, and essentially this is what the Eat Well plate is saying. It's saying to base your meals on starchy foods. It's saying to eat lots of fruit and veg. It's saying to eat more fish. Cut down on saturated fat and sugar. Try to eat less salt. Get active and try to be a healthy weight. Drink plenty of water and don't skip breakfast, okay? And on the whole, we tend to agree with these, but certain things that we need to take into consideration, because previously we didn't used to have a plate, we used to have a pyramid. And the benefit with the pyramid is that it gives, well, if you look at this one, okay, that's just proportions. It's just up to you to guess the percentages. This one tells you how many servings to have of each different area. Whereas the newer one that we've got now is just a visual reference. And when we've got the pyramid, some people can find the pyramid more helpful because it actually tells them how much to have of each one. You know, I'm looking at this. I don't know what 40% of my diet looks like, okay? I do, but because I'm quite into this, you know, but someone coming to the gym for the first time or looking to get on a training program for the first time, they're not going to know. So they need to be given guidance around how many portions do they need to have of each one of these areas. So, you know, looking at 6 to 11 servings of bread, cereal, rice, pasta. But again, 6 to 11 is quite a lot, you know. Do you want to be saying that many carbs to someone? People need personalised advice and guidance to be able to reach their goals, and that's the point that I'm trying to get to. You know, this was used in the past. We have the Eat Well plate now. We look at the population of our country, we look at the obesity rates. It's quite clear that neither of them are really working. If we're being honest, neither of them are really working. People would, you know, and I've seen it myself, and I'm sure you have too. I'm sure you've seen people go to the gym, straight out to the chip shop, straight out and smoking a cigarette. You know, so they've gone half the way, and that they've got themselves in the gym. But you know, unless you're supporting it with the right diet, it's not going to work. So, what we need to do, we need to make people aware of what a portion size is and what portions they need to be having. So, these are what portion sizes are on average, alright? If we were to look at meat, alright, an average portion of meat is about the size of a deck of cards, or what I like to use is the size of the palm of your hand, alright? That's an average serving of meat or protein. Average serving of carbs, open up your hand, we'll go the full size, the full hand span, alright? That's a serving of carbs. So for each person, if you're recommending a meal where they're having meat and carbs, it's going to be, for the meat, palm, carbohydrates, size of your hand. And, you know, we're looking at stuff like green veggies, alright? You don't need to worry about how much green veggies someone has. Get them in there, get them involved, get all those nutrients and minerals that we now know about. People need them in their diet to be healthy, so get them in there. There's hardly any calories in them. Don't worry about calorie intake of your green veg. Fruit's slightly different because there's a few more calories in fruit, so we need to be more careful because the sugar's in there. But green veg, just go for it, you know, get it involved. And we've got cheese on here being the size of a small matchbox. That's one serving of cheese, and you know, you need to make your clients aware of when you say to them, I want you to eat your turkey and veg, what is that looking like to them and exactly what are they eating? Because if they're eating double what you think, the calories in there are going to be so much higher than what you think, and therefore the program that you put together is not going to work. And what we want to look at now, it brings us on to, is credible sources of information. So if you think about where you've learnt your eating habits from, and you were to make a list of all the sources of information that have influenced you, some of them are going to be good, and some of them are going to be bad. Some of them are going to be credible, some of them are going to be uncredible. So if you've seen something like the Katie Price abs in 10 weeks site in OK Magazine, that's not going to be a credible source, okay? If you're looking at something that's being produced in a journal by the University of Loughborough, then that's going to be a credible source, alright? And I'm not saying that everything in the OK magazines and Now magazine and whatever is an uncredible source and it's not going to work, but you know, is it the fact that they've put the article in there just to sell more magazines, or is it the fact that they've actually got a qualified nutritionist on their board or on their editor's panel or whatever it might be giving out that advice? Because the odds are it's just in there for them to make money. They're just a supplier, and they've just got these bold claims on there to get you to buy something. And you see it all the time, the different celebrity fad diets, celebrity workouts, and they're not really credible sources of information. I don't want to discredit all the celebrities with the DVDs, because there are a few good ones out there, but there are a few that are not so good as well. So use your intelligence around the information that you select, and you know, look for stuff that's published by educated and experienced people. Probably stay away from stuff that's coming from celebrities. If you're looking at nutrition advice that's been supplied by a supplement company, you can pretty much guarantee odds are that nutrition advice is only there to get you to buy the supplement. You know, real common example is something like beetroot or beetroot extracts, alright? And beetroot contains a lot of nitrogen, and nitrogen has been proven to help exercise performance if taken pre-workout. But, what you need to know is that there is a certain minimum dose of nitrogen that you need to take in order for there to be any results, you know. And if someone's making a product with 1 gram of nitrogen per serving, but you need 6 grams to have a result, they're going to be plastering all over it contains nitrogen. Nitrogen is proven to do this. But unless the correct dose is in there, it's never going to work. And supplement companies are absolutely terrible for that. You know, you see stuff about whey concentrate, whey isolate, hydrolyzed whey protein, and really, if we get down to it, it doesn't make any difference. You know, unless you are an elite bodybuilder or an elite athlete or someone who's training, you know, 10 plus times a week, you can take whey concentrate, which is the cheaper form of whey protein, and it tastes a bit more creamier as well. So, you know, don't believe all the claims that you see from supplement companies. I'd recommend looking at journals and sort of research that comes from educated people rather than, you know, supplement companies and magazines, and that's going to really help you and steer your clients in that direction as well, if you can. It's been a short one, but we should now know a bit more about the roles of professionals. We should know more about the Eat Well pyramid and the Eat Well plate and recommending those serving sizes, and we should understand credible sources of nutritional information. Thanks for watching. See you at the next presentation.